So this is question 5. How did we attract and tailor our film to our audiences?
In this quick video, we're going to discuss how we tailored our film and research to appeal to our target audience of young adults between 18 and 25. So first of all, we took the data we got from our surveys and focus groups very seriously. We tried to apply that knowledge into our final product. So, for example, 62.5% of those who took the survey agreed that revenge would be the most interesting theme to explore, and therefore we made sure to include that in Jason's dialogue.
Do you know 78% of facts and figures are made up on the spot?
That one was actually real. We also chose to give our detective a trench coat as his main signifier because it was suggested in 3 of our questionnaires as how they would typically costume a standard noir detective.
We started by assessing our target audience and selecting a group based upon it. After selecting our focus group, we all asked relevant questions related to our film production, like how would you feel or appeal to our femme fatale wearing this, or would you feel sad or on the same side as our main protagonist losing a loved one?
A lot of our questions were about costumes, weren't they? Because we were unsure of how to fit them to what
Present
the
our
audience would expect. Yeah.
So we tried to see what stereotypes were known by our audience and users.
We decided that our focus group it would be very beneficial for us to have a focus group towards our final production in many ways, giving us ideas on what they prefer and what would interest them into actually viewing our production. We addressed our audience in a very specific way by selecting between about 10 people, five males, 5 females, between all ranges of our age 18 to 25, so we can get a full selection and array of ideas and questions and answers from our questions throughout the whole age gap. What we learned from the answers we got given from our questionnaire was mainly about our femme fatale, as she was one of the most she was one of our main characters in our production.
I think when we asked what people knew about film noir, they said they knew the femme fatale and they could recognise her.
Otherwise, they knew very little about
Otherwise, they knew very little.
We didn't have lots to go on, so we could really make a lot of things how we wanted them to be, without the audience having too much input, as in knowing what they wanted from it.
And also with the noir things, we can make them really over the top, so people could actually recognise that.
Yeah.
In addition to this, we made sure to keep an enigmatic storyline, leaving cliffhangers and hermeneutic codes unanswered to keep our audience really involved in the character's progression. For example, Scarlett's name is never even mentioned. We first see her appear from the back using an over-the-shoulder shot, leaving our audience questioning who this unidentified female could be. She's obviously in her young adult years, making her a relatable female role model from the moment she walks in. So creating these cliffhangers and things keeps our audience constantly engaged.
Well, Scarlett's character was a key point in a lot of our focus groups. We tried to bring her up in the discussion a lot because where a lot of them wanted to see her as portrayed as an independent, strong character, and being able to control the things around her other than being controlled by it, but also taking into account the standard way femme fatale is portrayed. Her sexuality was obviously up to bit in a way that would also recognise how it used to be in the film noir, but also attract a more male audience as well.
I think she's a very complex character. She both can be submissive and strong.
Yeah, which is similar with a lot of them, isn't it? That's how most film fatales work.
Yeah.
But the audience really responded well to the empowerment of it, because that's quite common at the moment. What with women and stuff, want more empowerment. So it's reflected well.
So when we showed our final product to people, they picked up on that, as well as other
also, the romantic and tragedy side of the story could bring in the more feminine audience, because obviously that is a common trope like nowadays used throughout media productions, but we used it well in this by giving our main protagonist more of a backstory, making him a more grounded character and more realistic to life.
We also use the uses and gratification theory to appeal to our audience. So I think our storyline offers like an escapism for people, for our audience who may be like busy and stressed because in their young adult years they want something really different. I think it's also very entertaining because some of the themes we used.
I think to follow that
Some
up.
themes maybe.
Oh, themes! It was very depressive and dark, which obviously again reflects how most noirs played out in the
And what mainly
Yeah.
our audience were like appealing to.
because,
And,
no, go on.
oh, and in our survey when we asked what themes people liked, they liked revenge and depression and those dark kind
Tragedy
of themes
and
to try
things,
and
yeah.
I think just
But it was also like a story of what not to do, in a way, as you receding into alcoholism. That's not a good. You don't want to be doing that.
yeah.
That's not.
By watching it, they realised that.
Yeah.
They might learn from that. And then, so yeah, our protagonist wasn't really a role model, but in the things he did, you could learn from him,
Yeah.
from the bad things he did.
But then also it shows the way tragedy affects people in different ways, and how it obviously affected him and made him a lot more worse off.
Yeah, I think it's very honest and like gripping. Kind of
Gritty.
Real life. Gritty. That's the word.
Grounded.
Grounded, gritty, honest
Yeah.
to real life. Because our audience is kind of like young adults, I think when we try and like market this and promote this and we're going to put it a lot via the internet and social media, just because it's a very, with that age range, they don't use television and cinema and stuff like that as much. They're very much online,
Yeah.
and I think
So it's good that we put it on YouTube as well
Yeah.
for them to, because of the online audience.
it's so accessible
nowadays.
and
Yeah.
that it's going to have the most awareness
Being, like, free
within that
to-
age group.
yeah. Also, a lot of the because we left the main killer's like identity as a secret, as though it was from his past, it would spark up a lot of debate between the audiences about who they think it might be, what they'd be like, and even just discussion, possibly even theories and whatnot.
Yeah, they could all be shared over social media. People could talk about it.
Yeah.
And have fun listening.
When you did your research into film noir and neo-noir films, are there any ones that are popular with your target audience that you might have tried to maybe emulate or imitate at all?
Neo-noir wise,
Yeah,
The Dark Knight is a big one for everyone.
You know.
And why do you think that is?
Well, because of the characters portrayed within it. It was obviously based off just one of the main antagonists, played differently and portrayed in a very
Grounded, sort of. It was a more realistic sense,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Than
which made it
What
a
you'd
lot
see.
darker and gritty towards the neo-noir genre than typical neo-noir
Yeah.
movies. So we tried to like maybe go with that because it was one of the most known and best neo-noir movies according to our target audience research.
it was a much more pessimistic take on the world of like the character as well as the noir.
Yeah.
Because neo-noirs, unlike classic noirs, can often be seen more light-hearted sometimes and without the black and white themes.
Another one that came out was Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like the smartly dressed detectives and that kind of like old school feel was really
And
like
the
pop.
light-hearted moments.
And the light-hearted
yeah.
moments, yeah, was really popular with our kind of target audience and kind of like a bit of humour in there and very
Yeah.
like again gritty and honest.
We're going to cut that.